All right, hey everybody. So I forgot to hit record when the patch notes went live, so I already read them, but I'm here to just summarize the patch notes and give you my thoughts on them. So we're gonna go over them real fast. So obviously they're adding all the new stuff, Wellstring and Minty Caviator. We already knew all this stuff. All the kits for the other second kits and everything, which we already knew. There's 10 weapons coming out. Big thing, they're actually reworking a lot, or not reworking. They're reworking two stages, which are Barnacle and Hammerhead, which I already made a video over. But they're also changing terrain on Museum, Umami Ruins, Brinewater Springs, Scorched Gorge, Eeltail Alley, Hagglefish Market, Flounder Heights, Maryland Airport, Monte Maria, Crabla Capital, and Bluefin Depot. Which we did not expect that at all. So that's cool. Basically, to sum up the weapon patch notes, they changed a lot of stuff to deal more damage to wall, to splash wall. So basically, they just nerfed splash wall in a roundabout way. So you got sploosh, splatter shot, arrow spray, Luna blaster, clash blaster, carbon roller, splat roller, ink brush, octobrush, dapple dualies. All deal increased damage to splash wall. They buffed end zap by making it so that way it takes less time, or it takes more time for it to be inaccurate when shooting on the ground. They buffed rapid blaster and rapid blaster deco by reducing its whiting frames by 3. So they reduced its whiting frames by 3 frames. So that means it can start recovering ink 3 frames faster. Then let's see, what else did they buff? All of this is splash wall. They buffed tri-stringer paint. They made it so that way it paints more, and made it so that way when it's the ink spray is falling, it actually makes it easier to make a full line, which is good. Reflux though, I need to actually just show this. Oops. Oh god.
Oops.
Is it showing switch screen, by the way, Tommy?
No, it's just switched it back when you said oops.
There we go.
There Now it's
Wait,
showing it.
was it only showing this?
It's showing Splatoon.
Yeah, was it showing the patch notes before though? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, and just making
Now
sure.
you're back to
Okay, so reflux, huge. Reflux is a huge one. I have to just show this one. So, what they're giving reflux is the Squiffer treatment. So Squiffer in Splatoon 1 had the same charge time as, had the same issue that most chargers have now, which, it takes longer to charge in the air. In Splatoon 2, they made it so that way it charges the same speed in the air. So reflux, this is how, you see how slow it charges in the air? They made it so that way it has its ground charge time now in the air. So now this thing might be good now, or decent. At fighting people, now that it has its charge time.
Yeah, they had to get a charge in and then they would do a jump off ledge. But now they could just rush over, jump off ledge, and get a full charge tap kill on somebody. That's
Yeah, that's yikes.
That's yeah.
Because again, Squiffer. The fact you can just do that with Squiffer. It's basically the same thing, but it keeps its original charge time, which is pretty fast. So the fact it's gonna stay the same in the air is kind of, because that would have already been a full charge. Like that would have been a full charge already, and that would have just killed easily. Okay, I'm going back to the patch notes. No, I'm not. Oh yes, I am. Okay. So we're on Reflux, which we already went over. Okay. So Reef Slider, their special weapon changes. Reef Slider now inks along the rails as the rails extend before launch, which basically is just the going back to my Switch. So now whenever the special activates, when that rail extends, it paints.
Pre-paints it.
It pre-paints it before the slider launches.
Then again, I guess people could still get out of it. It's not a big hitbox, but like, it still kind of is. Like it can really just like, you have to aim it now. That's a good way to put it. You have to aim it now. But it has beneficial.
Now, when active terrain is moving, the rail will now move along with it, so it makes it that way you're less likely to just like fall off a ledge, like when you slider into like here's a say sturgeon, like if the platform drops or it raises while you're sliding, like it doesn't just drop you into the floor. Now it just follows the terrain. Let's see. Big Bubbler now inks the ground where it is placed, which we think is going to be really good, if it's how we think it's working. It's going to work. So obviously,
holy, you know.
So we're back here. So if we think how it's going to work, which is this is how we think it's going to work, if it paints this whole entire radius of the bubble. As soon as you pop it, like you just get this for free. That's gonna be really big.
Yeah, because I feel like Bubble is one of the least used specials, simply because, you know, it gets beat out by other specials.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have much use in like putting it up in front of people because they're just like, oh, a bubble, that's fun, and then they just go past it and start shooting it. Like it's like, yeah, that's great.
Because now you can sort of just pop in, like now they get stuck in ink if they're in it.
Yeah, so if they rush you, there's a whole bunch of ink they have to paint.
Yeah, they can't just walk through the bubble anymore. They have to actually like paint, and they can't paint behind it because obviously it's blocking their shot. So like they have to actually step in the bubble and paint. Paint it.
That's great.
Okay, so ink back. Now when behind you, it will continuously ink. It will periodically ink behind you. So like in certain intervals. While it's active. So instead of you just being just stuck. Hold on, I need to find a vacuum weapon. Okay. So now, instead of you just being stuck here, whenever it's active, it's going to paint your feet. So that way you can actually, like, move around. Behind you. That way you can, like, back up. That might not be enough to save back, because honestly, like, back's kind of weak right now because of the fact that, like, you can just run it down. That goes for, especially with like the current meta we have now with like Splatanas and Zip Caster, like those just run it down. They sort of just kill it. They sort of invalidate its whole entire thing.
Make the make the projectile after an ink vac just like as big as a hitbox as a as a Trizuka.
No, don't do that.
And then let it explode.
just make it so that way you can cancel it early. Like instead of like Like, oh, it's just like, okay, I'm done with my special. I just hit R and then like I can start shooting it before the special's over.
Yeah.
Just make it so that way you can do that, and it'll probably be a stronger special. Because the main issue of vacuum is that like you're stuck in the vacuum phase until it's out, and by that point, a Splatana's has probably already seen you and rushed you and killed you. So you know. Oh wait, haven't
Yeah,
been
like
joined
the
the.
background is very powerful, but yeah, it takes way too long. If you're just getting rushed, you can't do anything.
I showed the vacuum backing up, right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Okay, now splatter color screen. I'm not going to show this one because I can't really show that one. It now does more damage to squid beacon, sprinkler, splash wall, sponges on stages, and Rainmaker shield whenever they touch it. So that's going to be really useful. I wish they fixed the sound on screen because like that's the only thing that's keeping it back from being used. It's the fact that like it messes with people physically. But like that's another good thing. Like you can sort of just use it to like take more space. Like if people have beacons set up behind walls and stuff like that that you can't really like easily get. No, Rose just texts me saying if we have power. Oh right. I probably shouldn't say more. Don't say more. I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot. Anyways, yeah, splatter color screen. That's gonna be good for like on certain maps with like a lot of like cover and like places where people can just place beacons for free, and you can't really contest it. Like Hagglefish, because like if you try to go for the beacons, you either get sniped on left or right, or you can't really go after them. So you can just place screen and it breaks them after it passes through, which is good.
I can't wait to put special power up on Bubble, and then just pop that for a Clams game.
Bruh.
Hey, I'm
Okay.
in their base. Here's some paint. Jump in.
Points for special. Big Swig Express, which is the one with Storm. Oh yeah, that is the one with Storm. Holy shit. Uh, Big Swig Express, the one for Storm. It's going from 200 to 190p. Paintbrush, which is the one with Wave Breaker, goes from 200 to 190p. Custom E leader and custom E leader scope, which is the Kraken leader, goes from 200 to 210. Which is that makes sense. With it being 210 and so is 96. Actually, hold on. Let me look at the Kraken weapons real quick. How many of them are like? What are the special points for each one? 96 Deco is 210. Here, let me pull this up. 96 Deco is 210. Crack on Splat's 180. That's gonna go to 210. Blob is 200 and Heavy Deco is 200. They might make range 200 or 210. Honestly, like they have this set 210 because it has a wall and it's a gun and it has a wall. This is 180 because it's a roller with no bomb. This has no bomb, but this is 200 for some reason, or it's gonna go to 210 for some reason. I'm surprised this is at 200.
I'm surprised. I don't see a lot of people yeah, people use it, but it's like I haven't seen it as broken, you know?
They should make this at least 210 if they're making leader 210, you know, because it paints better than leader. Heavy, this makes sense, honestly. 200 is probably fine for heavy. But yeah,
Oh,
they're definitely making custom rage like 210 or like 200 at least. If they don't, then that's crazy. If they make it cheaper than 200, I'm gonna be surprised. Considering that the wave one is 210 as well.
I didn't know I could climb on that.
Oh, sorry about that, guys. Hold on. There you go. editing stuff. Okay. So okay, buffs, mini buffs for other stuff, made it so that way when using a dodge roll, a dually dodge roll, or Splatana charge swipe, lunge towards the Rainmaker shield, the direction of the movement will be adjusted so that the players do not take excessive damage when touching the Rainmaker shield. Big buff. Oh, that's not like a huge buff, but it's a buff either way. So I'll take it.
It's a buff either way.
And then obviously they announced this last patch.
Oh my god.
Where if you're top 1,000 in X rank, you stay in X rank or you stay in S+0, and even if you're not in S+10, which makes it easier for players that aren't there. And they also made changes to how number 1 super jump spot and number 2 super jump spot works with weapons with squid beacons. Now they count if you place them and people jump to them. They added conch battles to Splatfest, so that you get conch shells, and they actually made it so that they appear in mirror matches as well. So mirror matches actually have a use now.
Oh my god, how are you hitting these shots, bro?
Salmon Run has a Triumvirate extra wave can now occur, so all 3 boss salmonids, which is Chozuna, Megalodontia, and Ouroboros, can spawn at the same time, and you get triple the rewards, which can't wait to get 12 bronze scales, as Tommy said before.
Yeah, I know. Oh yeah, triple the rewards. Can't wait to get 3 bronzes.
Grisco dualies got buffed from 30.
Bro,
Increased maximum damage from fired shots from 30 to 35. Let's go, Grisco dualies.
Grisco dualies.
Added data for new Grisco lone weapon, which is Grisco Roller. It was confirmed by the France account and by other stuff on Twitter. So it's Grisco Roller. New added fish scales, drizzlers. I don't really care about a lot of these. Honestly, I don't play Salmon Run a lot. Added Journey 6 to Wandercrest. For anybody who's bought DLC or who has yet to buy DLC, you now get 10 Sheldon licenses for buying it, or if you have bought it, you get them automatically as soon as the update launches. So anybody who doesn't have Sheldon licenses, you get 10 for the new weapons. So congrats. Don't spend them on the gacha machine. They nerfed Squeezer. Or they fixed Squeezer. They made it so that way when equipping... Oh, shit. I have not been looking at the patch notes. Oh, fuck. Why didn't you tell me that, man?
I'm playing a game now. I got bored.
Oh, I don't have to show most of these anyways. I was just reading over them. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. Squeezer. Made it so that when equipping Squeezer or Foil Squeezer in battles in Salmon Run, continuously pressing the ZR button in quick succession at shorter intervals than the weapon's normal fire interval will lengthen the interval until the next shot is fired. So basically, they made it so that way to stop spamming it.
They told you to stop it.
They told people to stop spamming the weapon. This basically hurts turbo button. So like I can't match that fast. I don't even have a turbo button. But they basically made it so to punish you for like using a turbo button. Now you have to actually time this shit, which is good. It makes Squeezer a little bit more balanced. They nerfed Squeezer, which is good. This is our design. Squeezer and Foil Squeezer are designed as weapons that players can use more efficiently by pressing the button with proper timing. The change to prevent players from using weapons at maximum efficiency, but when ignoring the timing and repeatedly mashing the button for extremely quickly. This adjustment has been made in way so that those using the weapon normally will not be affected by the change. And they added new firmware quest stuff. And then they give us a reason like why. They changed stuff. For Rear Slider, they made it so that way you can use it more creatively. Halt an opponent's progression. For Big Bubbler, they said it's a way to increase both ways to use it and in certain modes and make it easier for weapons that fight on the front line. So like the new Splatana and Roller. God, Roller's gonna be even more broken now. Um, Inkback, they're saying it was strong when advancing, but not as impactful when used in the spur of the moment. So they made it so you can actually back up. Which, yeah, but they got one thing wrong. Inkback's not that good because, Splatana. I already said it. Inkback's not that good. Because, I popped Inkback. Oh no, the Splatana's there. Ah, shit. um, for Splatfest,
Bro, I hate fighting against gals. Oh my god.
this says Spotify screens. They made it so that way it's better for people that are already using it good. Well, so yeah. Conch shells and then the permaquest harassment thing, and they said that new mid-season patch essentially, and that's it for the patch notes. Honestly, a lot more changes than I thought. I did not expect them to rework all or like change a whole bunch of stage terrain, which is good. Like, it's gonna make some of the like good maps better, depending on how much they change. Like a lot of the good maps that they have on there, which would be like the good maps that are on here is like Museum, Hagglefish, Crab
I
Leg.
gotta get a full sweat. I love fighting against team comps. So much fun. And then my
Maryland's
team
all
just gets
right.
bombed. I don't know where to play. Like, what the hell, man?
Damn, there's not a lot of good stages on here. Barnacle and Dime will now be a good stage because of the rework. I already talked about that in the last video. Hammerhead is big up in the air. Again, Museum. On these, like, Museum, Hagglefish, Maryland maybe, Crab Leg are like really good maps. Marlin is like a big if. If it's good or not, people are sort of like, I think, starting to see more of the flaws in it, but I don't know. I think I like the map personally, but some people don't, and I understand why they don't. So
Can I not keep
um,
going against the freaking triple team duo of like 3 gals?
that's
Like, what is this?
crazy.
Triple gal team, and then I get a freaking, oh my god, roller blast. I got a roller.
But yeah, hopefully they use those stage on like the little like the weaker maps on some of the weaker maps, um, to make them into decent stages or like good stages at least. Because like stuff like Umami and Brine Water and like Monta Maria and Bluefin, like they're good, they're all right stages. They could probably be better with like the changes that they make. Hopefully, if they're good enough. If not, then they're going to be mediocre stages or all right stages at best. All right, so yeah, that's all I have right now for this mini patch note analysis and like what my thoughts on it are. I think my one complaint with this patch is that they did not nerf Zuka. What the fuck? We had this issue in Splatoon 1. Come on. Like, we already had this issue in Splatoon 1. It was the exact same issue of the startup was instant and they nerfed it to that way that isn't an issue, and they still have not changed it. Apparently, data miners have found out that there's no parameters for Zuka startup, which is probably why they haven't nerfed it to begin with. Like, there's no code in the game that's like has Zuka startup.
Because there is no Zuka startup.
Which is probably why they have not nerfed it. Because they can't, physically. Without changing the code. Too much. Because, like, it just straight up doesn't exist. Like, they don't even have it, like, set to, like... They don't have it so it's like, oh, Zuka startup is, like, almost instant. Like, it just straight up does not exist. In the files. Which is crazy. Because you would think they would learn after the first game, but, you know.
Oh well.
Oh, well. Hopefully the bubble buff is enough to keep it from Zuka. Hopefully that is also going to be good with the new Splatana, because that's just going to be even better now. yeah. Overall, patch notes pretty good. Depends on how much they change with the stages. They basically heavily nerfed Splash Wall, which they basically nerfed the new Splatana. I just thought about that. They nerfed the second kit in the sub weapon.
Damn.
So, yeah, that's crazy. That was the kit I was gonna run too. I already had my gear ready. I had my gear ready. This is my gear. I had my stuff ready. And they proceeded to do that. I'm probably still gonna use the same gear with the bubble Splatana anyway, so it's fine.
It's fine.
But yeah. So meet us back here Friday. Friday, May 31st, right? It's 31st? Yeah, the 31st. Meet us back here from Friday, May 31st. I'm gonna be streaming on Twitch. Link is in the description. At 7 o'clock, as soon as the update goes live. 7 CDT. Or 8
It'll be
o'clock,
there.
8 o'clock Eastern or 5 Pacific Standard Time.
I need to get some ink and
So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the patch review or analysis, really, because
oh my god, they're lagging.
and we'll see you for the launch of Sizzle Season 2024. See you guys in
The
the next
most
one.
hyped season so far, for sure.
So true.